The other thing I looked into buying, and it was actually my leading candidate because it's the job I think I'd enjoy the most. I was like, I should own a movie theater. This is pre-COVID. That would have been the biggest financial mistake of my life.
Dude, that would have been so bad.
Oh,
you'd have been like Randy Marsh. I don't know if you've seen this episode, but there's an episode where Randy decides to invest in Blockbuster. and he's got all the speaking points down that he clearly got from the Blockbuster salesman. Maybe he's like, studies have shown that in remote rural areas, bandwidth is not yet significant enough to provide DVD playback for customers, and therefore rental spots are still the best bang for the buck to get your video watching done. It just is. He's like, right, Randy, right. And they're all sitting, going insane in his Blockbuster. There's a ghost there. It's so old, it's haunted.
And he's like, it's not that old.
I read that. I think Paramount or Sony. No, Sony. Sony just bought all the Draft House.
Alamo Draft House, right?
Alamo Draft House Corp. Like all those really nice theaters. I just don't go anymore. You know, I used to go all the time. Often when we're talking about movies, I'll be like, yep, saw that one in theaters. Yep, saw that one in theaters. Because I used to go every weekend, and sometimes I would stay there all day. I'd watch 2 or 3 in a row. You know, like you don't have to pay for those other tickets once you're back behind the ticket counter.
That's how it works. Yeah. I used to see all kinds of movies at theaters, and then I dwindled only to ones that really benefited from the theater experience, like Marvel type stuff or The Martian. And now I just don't go.
Yeah, I don't go. I feel bad that I don't go.
Just a couple. Like I think the second Avatar and Top Gun, I think, are the only ones I've gone to see. But yeah, same reason. Like if it's going to kick ass on the screen, but I mean, for if you take a date or something, you're talking about like $55 just to go see movies. You know, I mean, that's just a lot of money to go sit in.
You got to bring the kind of girl who's good with smuggling in candy. If she doesn't want to put candy in her purse, she's not for me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. If you're not willing to go on the cheap, because if you're going to be with me, you're going to be doing some cheap stuff, including.
Yeah, I used to go all the time. We would take lunch in with us. I'd get 2 Chipotle burritos and throw them in her purse, and we'd be in there having the best like lunch ever, watching some new movie.
I don't like that you did that.
Why? It's amazing.
It's too fragrant a meal.
Oh,
with
I'm on
around.
Team Kyle here. One of my favorite movie experiences ever. I snuck out of work. I went with my boys.
You put up your
brought
burrito,
5 guys.
Stinky.
Hot sauce and fucking I don't know, lavender candles.
More lavender on there, double lavender.
Yeah, it's like some like super quiet tense part of the movie, and somebody lays into like a crunchy taco or something. You're like waiting for the jump scare, and it's like.
And I'll tell you what also puts me off from it. I see so many videos of people being disrespectful and awful at movie theaters. You know, people just on their phones and talking and fighting. And if you correct them, you're assaulted or someone gets shot. You know, I see fist fights going down. I see big groups of the usual suspects, just going ape shit over. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Going ape shit, and just screaming and ruining the experience for everyone. And it's like, what am I going to do? Go up there? Excuse me, sir. Those youths have ruined my viewing experience. Could I have my $37 back, please? And I'd look at
this is the burrito guy.
They tackle me though. They're doing crack in there and like beating at the table.
You're being let out. What is the charge?
Am I being detained?
That's Mexican meal. Democracy manifest.
I see you know your judo well. That clip makes me laugh every fucking time. I love that.
It's interesting. Red Letter Media, which is like my favorite movie review people on YouTube, just did a video. I think it's called "The Death of the Movie Theater," or "The Death of something like that." It's over 1 million views. It's really good, and they talk about some of the stuff we've talked about. How it's overpriced, it's inconvenient, the viewing experience is often bad, and the crowd there is awful to be around sometimes.
Yeah, I'm having a twist on this though. Like, first, there were all kinds of movies that could succeed in the movie theater: rom-coms, The Martian, Marvel, etc. And then it sort of got limited to just blockbusters. You had to be a Marvel movie or a Top Gun or something like that for it to be successful at the theaters. So they all started going to sequels and franchises and things that were guaranteed hits. If the movies die, then they can go back to trying things, experimenting with lower budget stuff, the rom-coms, the story-driven things, because it's just going to be on Netflix and HBO Go. I guess it's just Go now, or Max.
It's
You know,
Max.
I can't keep
Terrible marketing.
Yeah, why did they lose HBO? But anyway,
It was like
oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, I just think that if we're going to start streaming stuff, and it doesn't necessarily have to make all its money in 3.5 weeks at the theaters, then maybe we can build different types of movies again.
See, I'm glad you said that. The 3.5 weeks in theaters thing is a big part. Like, it seems like there's no faith in a movie product to go out there and build word of mouth and get the ball rolling. If it's not this blow your socks off opening weekend followed by, oh my God, it's the second opening weekend of all time. If it's not breaking literal records, they pull it after 3 or 4 weeks. Furiosa, which I've talked about, like, I don't know why people thought it was going to be so big. It's got stars in it, and it's a known property, but it's not like Mad Max was a gigantic film, and it's not like Fury Road made all that much money. It probably made $60 million, $70 million tops. So thinking that Furiosa was going to be this huge thing, no, it's going to be more of a niche film. And I think it's made 30 or 40 million and probably lost that much. It's going to lose that much because they already pulled it. It's already pulled. Like, come on. Like, people, from what I understand, it's a really good movie. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm not going to pay for it because it's, for one thing, all the reasons I listed before about movie theaters, but for another, I'll have it for free in 2 weeks.
And the home viewing experience now competes with the movie theater one. Now, for some of the reasons you said, you don't like the people you're with, but also I'd argue your TV probably got better. Maybe your audio got better. Like, everyone has a much better system than they did 15 years ago.
Yeah, I've got a little miniature theater. We both do. And it's like, man, is it really a big step up? Like, okay, if I go to a 70 millimeter art house type thing like Interstellar was, or Hateful Eight was, that's a different thing. Oh my God, there's an intermission where they turn the lights on and they're handing out pamphlets, this big trifold thing about the movie, and it's presented in 70 millimeter film, which genuinely looked like nothing I'd ever seen before. There was so much variance in the color and so much clarity. Like, that was incredibly high resolutions to see. And I saw it on an IMAX screen too. So it was the creme de la creme viewing experience for the Hateful Eight. I think I went twice. But outside that, like you said, like, am I going to go watch a fucking comedy? Like, no.
You're gonna
I'm
drink
never going to see an Adam Sandler movie in theaters again. I know that for a fact.
You're gonna have an $11 soda, or I know you, just like me, Kyle, have a mini fridge that has all the diet sodas you like
right behind me. Like I'm in my like fucking seat, and I can reach backwards with my arm and sort of tickle the door open on my. I've got one of those wine fridges. Like,
yeah, I have a beer fridge full of fucking Sprite Zero Chill, drink of the summer. Check it out, folks. This episode's brought to you by Sprite Zero Chill.
I'm like, I have a mini fridge too. It's right by the Game of Thrones room. It has 11 different flavors of fish food.
Oh, boo!
Cool guy Woody over here flexing his fish food variety. All right,
I don't have any fish food.
Not a bit, not a scrap of it.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine has a 3D television. And first time I saw Fury Road was at his house. And I'm always like a year behind movies, stuff like that. And yeah, same thing, you know, it's like comfy couch. The movie's like happening like inside my head. I mean, maybe I'm just easy to please, but like easy to impress. But like putting the glasses on, like that movie happened in my head. Like you were in it. And yeah, we're just chilling out on his couch, you know, Coors Banquet, feet up on a, like it was way better than the theater. You're just hanging out, shoes off, drinking a beer. Didn't cost, I mean, obviously you guys a lot invested in the TV, but like,
didn't cost you anything.
Go down there, pack a gun, hope you don't get shot. Like, I mean, crazy shit goes on in theater. A friend of mine works in a theater, like nutty stuff. It's like people use theaters like babysitters now. They just drop their kids off and go out for 6 or 8 hours, and the kids just run wild in these theaters. It's a shit show.
I never thought
I'd hear that.
It's unbelievably rude.
It was such a different. So again, I'm 32 and 38, and so like when I was a kid in the 90s, like the theater was a straighten up kind of thing. I remember our whole class. Oh, I think it was our Cub Scout group or something like that. Some boys group I was involved with, back one of the team sports or something. We all went to go see The Nightmare Before Christmas. I think that Tim Burton animated thing. And it was they let you know before we went in there, look, you step out of line in here, you're going to be outside in the bus with Miss Adams. You're gonna be out with her.
Ooh.
She doesn't like Tim Burton. She thinks it's satanic. She can tell you some Bible stories while we all watch a fun movie, you little pricks. And it was like, oh shit, we fucking went in there and
That is a hardcore threat. Yeah, you want to watch this movie or Bible stories with Mrs. Stick in the Mud?
Bus driver thought the movie was satanic because Tim Burton stuff is a little dark. He's got his style. She'd probably seen Edward Scissorhands.
I remember like as a young kid, sometimes not being able, like my mom wouldn't go take me to see a movie because she had some website in fucking 1998 that she would go to and be like, I'm just going to run this movie in here. And every movie got shot down by this website. It was just like, Pokemon is satanic. There are psychic type Pokemon, which is evil. And I'd be like, it's not. It's the coolest. And I'm going to be left behind in all of, like, this is the water cooler talk. In fairness to her, I did get to go see, she actually took me to the Pokemon movie because she realized that was ridiculous. But she still would not let me see certain stuff if this website would shoot it down. There's like a 2-year period of that. And then she realized it was like, this website fucking hates everything.
I got into a whole conversation with a guy about this at the gas station the other day. I had my X-Men fucking tank top on. And he was like, oh, fuck yeah. Have you seen X-Men 97 yet? Which is like they're redoing 1997's X-Men. They're continuing where it left off. And I'm like, no, I haven't watched it yet. And we started talking. I was like, he's like, that was the shit when I was a kid. And I was like, yeah, me too. My mom wouldn't really let me watch it much though, because she thought it was something about the mark of the beast when she heard Beast was a character, and then she heard Apocalypse was a character, and that was the end. So I had to sneak the show at best. So he's like, he's like, same thing.
The same thing. Man, that was so ridiculous.
You know what I might enjoy at a theater? The next Deadpool movie. Could be something I'd like there.
The Deadpool Wolverine movie, I think, is going to do it's going to be Marvel's holy shit. This is what can still make $1.5 billion. This is it. And then it's going to cause a bunch of other shit to happen that won't be good because they missed the point entirely. They'll completely misread why Deadpool versus Wolverine is going to be so goddamn successful. And they're going to do something awful. And 5 years from now, it'll come out. I think that movie's going to make $1 billion plus easy.
They're versing in the movie. They're not on the same team.
No, all right. So sort of canonically, they interact a good bit, and they sort of had this wisecracking like broship that's going to be fun to finally see like happen. And they got Hugh Jackman to literally come out of retirement to do this thing. And I'm sure they're going to see, and they've got him in the real cartoon uniform, which is this crazy yellow and bluish black type thing. Whereas in the other movies, which were much more grounded, they made like a dozen X-Men movies. It feels like he's got like black leather, most of the time, maybe no sleeves, but he might just wear a tank top. He's very grounded in the real world.
So Ryan Reynolds is going to be breaking the mold, doing quips at the camera.
That's what the character does.
Yeah. No, that's what Ryan Reynolds does.
No, that's what the fucking character does. The character literally in one of the comics came into the writer's room, broke like the fifth wall, and killed the writers who wrote him. Like that's what they do. It's very referential. That's his thing. Yeah. That is one of his powers, is that he breaks the fourth wall.
I don't like it.
Well, I can't help you. I can't help you.
You don't like breaking the fourth wall?
I don't like Ryan Reynolds.
What? How can you not like Ryan Reynolds?
He's the same guy. He's the same guy in every fucking movie.
And that's a great guy.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's the best guy.
See? Don't worry. I'll be done with these jokers in this universe before you know it. I'll find you soon enough. He's killing the writers who wrote him. See? I bet that's literally what their writers room looks
I hope
like.
he was successful.
So I've never been into superheroes or anything like that. I kind of came up more in that, Mad Max, Smoking the Bandit, Dukes of Hazzard kind of climate, and people with powers or whatever. I was never into superheroes really, but I did see Deadpool, and I thought that movie was just hilarious. It was a clever movie, but I loved how they just kind of took a shot at some of the tropes from other superhero movies, the superhero landings and those kind of things. The fourth wall breaks were hysterical. I absolutely love that movie. I thought it was just the funniest thing. And, and again, the character, for being such a tragic character, there's a great kind of upbeatness to that character despite his tragic past, I guess. But I thought that was fun.
I'd kill myself if I looked like that.
It's not that I have like excellent taste in movies, because I don't think I've seen enough movies to have good or bad taste in it. It's just Ryan Reynolds, every movie I've seen him in, He's
Have
the
you seen
same
Waiting?
guy. I have. Yeah. He's that guy in Waiting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
also
a
like
great guy.
Robert Duvall is always Robert Duvall, or Keanu Reeves is always Keanu Reeves in every movie. I mean, they're not
Fair, but I like
not,
Robert
not
Duvall.
to not to
Yeah.
that's your
The
point.
criticism doesn't say
Well,
Have you ever seen the Robert
It's the
Duvall
same
movie,
thing.
The Apostle?
When I like the thing they do, it's good. Like Jack Nicholson is kind of a similar guy in a lot of movies, and I like Jack Nicholson, and so it works out. I just don't like Ryan Reynolds.
What don't you like about Ryan Reynolds?
Is it his bubbly alertness and
Is
his
it his
positivity?
charismatic presence?
Is it the
it's
sarcastic quip at the tip of his tongue?
I guess it's just not even anything that complicated. I don't think he's very funny, and
God
so
damn
I
you.
feel like I'm not in
He's
on
an
it.
American
Pegged in
treasure.
Deadpool. That's hilarious.
He gets pegged. I saw Deadpool 1, and
Yeah, he gets pegged in that.
I won't watch it again. It wasn't like a horrible movie. It was fine, but like, yeah, I'm his shtick is not my thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen, with girls or whoever, like I've seen some of his, like, I guess those like romantic movie, like whatever that one is, where like it's Christmas time and he's like some record producer or something, goes back to his town. Those like the chick movies he's been in, yeah, we're pretty terrible because like those kind of movies are just make me want to escape.
Yeah,
But I really only the Deadpool movies the only thing I think I've seen him in, I guess, other than the rom-com stuff. I mean, has he done other movies or?
he's done a
he's done a
lot.
bunch
I
of
haven't seen a lot of them by design at this point. So maybe I'm being a
He
Ryan
did,
Reynolds.
he did Blade 3, and which is not the good one. It also has sexy pants McTitty face. I can't think of the girl's
Ryan
name.
Gosling.
It's Jessica Biel.
Of course, you name a guy.
And what the fuck? What is sexy pants McTitty face? He said Ryan Gosling.
I was going for Barbie, and I thought we were looking for the other.
It's fine. Just be gay. We like you.
Be gay.
Just-
I didn't remember my head. We're talking about who the fuck are we talking about? Who plays Deadpool? I lost his name.
Is Ryan Gosling the guy that was in the Blade Runner sequel?
He is 2057.
Yeah. So Ryan Gosling to me is the same thing as whoever the fuck plays Deadpool, who I can't remember.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, they're like two
No.
parallel actors. That's why I said.
And obviously
This is Ryan. Yeah.
not Denzel
Yeah,
Washington.
okay.
Who plays fucking Blade? I'm spacing out. He was going to fight Joe
Wesley
Rogan.
Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. And I love the quote from Ryan Reynolds about working on that movie with Wesley Snipes. He's like, they're like, "What's it like working with Wesley?" He's like, "Oh, I've never met Wesley Snipes. I've only met Blade."
He should have been like, what's it like working with Wesley Snipes? Should have said taxing.
That's a good line. I love it.
Poor Wesley Snipes. Yeah,
Wesley
apparently he
Snipes.
just stayed in that stupid fucking character all the time. He's another Marvel Comics OG because that's also a
Yeah.
Marvel character.
I did not know that.
That movie, The
didn't-
Nice Guys. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, there's no original ideas anymore.
Yeah. They don't give credit to Blade for launching superhero stuff, do they?
He did in a big way. Him,
You think so?
I think so. I mean, he showed what I mean by that is
Mhm.
that maybe some studio executives, financiers, or producers saw the potential for those type products. Like, look, this thing was a comic book product. Let's look at. We bought the rights to this Blade thing for $1,300. What else is in the catalog of comic books? These can be successful products, even though the average person doesn't know who Blade is. So,
Because in my heart, a lot of people give credit to Blade for launching the whole Marvel thing. And I'm like, if you want to give him credit for launching comic stuff, well, Superman predates that. And
I
it was
think
a
it's
pretty
fine.
big deal.
I think it saved Marvel from going like uber bankrupt and losing some of the better
Okay.
characters, perhaps.
Yeah,
And
that Tim
Incredible
Burton
Hulk.
Batman from 92, 91
Mm-hmm.
with
The
the
Supermans predate the Batmans, which led to what am I looking for? I've forgotten. Anyway, there's Blade and Incredible Hulk. I think is before Blade, but I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, that was a failure. The one that was that had Edward Norton.
Let's see
That
what it
one,
is.
I think it was John. I can't think of the director's name. It's that Asian guy. John. It doesn't
John
matter.
Woo.
It's not John Woo, but I can't think of who it is. It's Ang
The only
Lee.
Asian director
Ang
I
Lee.
know.
Those names. It's Ang Lee.
Okay.
In any case, that was a shitty movie too. But yeah, I
Hmm.
like Blade. I like Ryan Reynolds. It's sad that, like, I get you not wanting to jump into the Marvel pool, because it is a stinky pool these days. I'm out. I don't give a shit